Hey guys, Jackson Relaxin here. As you guys saw, if you saw my previous video, I got early access to Supercell's new game, Project Rise. So I played that the 2 days that it was going testing, and it was pretty awesome. I highly recommend my previous video on it if you guys haven't seen it. It's pretty short, pretty simple, but get an idea for the gameplay, all that kind of stuff. But today, I'll be going over a little bit more of in-depth kind of stuff for the game, such as the heroes and their abilities and how you can get upgrades for those abilities, as well as perks and what some of them are and what my personal favorites are as well. And yeah, so to get into it, I'm going to go ahead and show off all of the abilities and then the upgrades for those, and I'll see you guys in just a second.
So as you can see, we've got the Barbarian here, and his special ability is Rage, where he becomes enraged. Rage on, basically he taking any damage extends duration of the enraged state by 5 seconds, which is great. Then you can also get the Rage Heal, which generates 12 health per kill. Health is only replenished at the end of the Rage duration though. And then there is also the Rage Pulse. When Rage ends, generates a pulse that knocks down and dizzies nearby enemies. So basically just, you know, making it easier to kill them after. Then Rage with Skill. Skill cooldown reduced by 50% while enraged. This one is honestly pretty good. And then Rage Together. On Rage activation, nearby allies will be enraged for 8 seconds. So helping the team out. Rage Evade. While enraged, hero gains an additional evade skill. So very, very solid. Barbarian has a solid skills there. The Mark Duration increased by 100% for the Archer. And then there's the Mark Damage. Mark enemies takes 50% increased damage within 5 meters. So you're just doing some crazy good damage at this point. Proximity Mark. Death Blow of marked target marks up to 3 targets within 4 meters. So you're just marking more people, which is always helpful with her. Lingering Mark. Mark stays applied while target is within 35%. Not too bad. The Death Mark. Attacks instantly kills marked targets with less than 25% health. That one is huge. Definitely a good one. And then moving on to Valkyrie. Her first hero upgrade. There's the Whirl Duration. Axe lifespan increased by 100%, so doubled. And then the Whirl Axe count. Maximum number of axes is increased from 3 to 5, which is pretty significant, almost doubled. The Whirl Damage. Axe damage increased by double, 100%. Also very, very huge. The Whirl Speed. Each axe kill increases the rotation speed for all axes, so you're just getting more damage in. Whirl Detonate. When lifespan ends, axes fly off and then deal a bunch of damage, which is huge. And then moving on to Fisherman, my personal favorite hero in this game. As you can see, I already have some of his stuff unlocked in this video. Stinky Fish. Enemies that die within Stink Aura have a 15% chance to spawn a fresh fish. Stinky Health. When Stinky Aura ends, replenishes HP based on aura size and a maximum of 40 HP. Stinky Breath. Enemies within the Stinky Aura are slowed down. Very, very helpful. Lingering Stink. Stinky Aura will not shrink further while HP is less than or equal to 35% of max health. And Stinky Armor. When Stinky Aura is at max size, damage taken reduced by 30%. Very significant right there. And then poor Firecracker does not have any hero special abilities or upgrades for those. So, kind of sad, but yeah. And then Hog Rider isn't out yet, so he, of course, does not either. But it is cool to know that he will be in the game, so that is very, very exciting.
Alright, so as you guys just saw, there is quite a few abilities and upgrades that you can get for these, and their attacks are pretty cool. Honestly, it's pretty stinking cool. I'm happy with it. I think the heroes themselves are already really, really well done. Obviously, some changes I think should and could be made. But overall, pretty solid. But now let's go ahead and move over to the perk side of things, which is obviously a huge part of the game. Right here behind me, I have a list of just some of the perks that I kept up with. There's a lot more than this, but they're all really cool, to be honest. So some of the ones I have is Burn, and this basically gives you a chance, 15% chance to burn enemies when you attack them. So basically just getting some extra damage in. It can be game-changing for sure. I didn't pick this one up too much, but when I did, it was pretty helpful. Still Alive is the next one. I did not use this one, I think, once. Not because it's not good, but it just wasn't really what I needed for the builds I was working with. But a Fatal Blow revives the hero with full health once per floor. So obviously, an extra life. There's some times I probably could have used this, if I'm being honest. But that's okay. And something I don't know if I mentioned in my previous video, but you can upgrade perks. If you get them again and you already have it, it'll put it to level 2, level 3, and level 3 is max. Well, some of them have extra bonuses that you get per level or just for level 3. So Burn Up makes it to where burned enemies basically have a chance to just leave fire on the ground. And then Still Alive has 2 different level perks. Level 2 heals nearby allies, and level 3 spawns 3 max health potions, which is obviously very solid for you and your team. And the next one is a melee perk. Basically this one just has damage taken from melee attacks reduced by 25%. You basically just die a lot slower when getting attacked by troops rushing you. Very good. I picked this one up a lot. And I believe this is even the one that I got I'm assuming it's really rare because I saw it once in my entire 6 hours of playing, but I instantly got it at level 3. I don't know how rare that is, but I was pretty happy with it, and I believe it was on one of my best runs. But level 3 reflects damage taken back on the people attacking, which is just good. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. It can be super game changing. Next, Magic Bolts. They swarm the homing bolts that pierce and deal 8 damage. Basically, these will spawn behind you and then just slowly replenish and attack people for some extra damage. Pretty solid. But what's really good is when you get a level 3, bolts leech health on hit, and this can be very vital to some good runs. If you're in a really hairy situation, extra health and damage can never go wrong with it. I definitely use this one a couple times. Crit after heal is also a really good one. I use this one a bunch. One of my runs, I went for super critical heavy. I don't have them all saved, so I can't go over them specifically, but there's multiple different perks that basically just increase your critical chance. One of them even gives you 100% crit chance, I believe, as you're killing people for just a little bit of time. So when you start stacking these crit heals and super crits, it is very good. I don't know if it's the best set you can really go with, but it was definitely very solid for me. I made it to almost I made it to almost 415, which I believe is pretty decent. But some people made it to 35 because they're insane. I don't know what they were doing. I think a lot of them were just kind of going through and just making it to the very end as quick as possible, which is certainly a way to do it. Personally, I was focusing a little bit more, upgrading all of my perks to level 3, and taking a little bit more time on each level, which is probably why I didn't make it as far, because the longer you're in a floor, I mean, the enemies ramp up like crazy, and sometimes it is inescapable. You're just gonna die if you wait too long. Which I think is good, that makes sense, but because of it, I wasn't making it as far as some other people, but yeah, some of these I think are super good. But the crit after heal, basically whenever you heal, critical is increased by 50%, so I mean once you stack all of these, you basically have 100% chance of doing crit damage, which with someone like Firecracker, I found to be insanely overpowered. Just one-shotting people with the charge attack. It was crazy. Some others, one of them is, and this is a classic for most games that have perks, but Lifesteal, and this was one that I believe is a must-have. Basically, you get 6 health every single time you kill an enemy, which is really good because all the heroes, I think Fisherman or Barbarian is the highest health unit or hero in the game, and they have, I believe, like 400, 500 health. So 6 is actually pretty solid, but that's just level 1. If you get to level 3, you're healing 18 per kill, and you're basically not dying super quickly. Super solid, especially with, I mean, both of them do decent splash damage, so like, it honestly ramps up pretty quick, and it's very solid. One of my favorites by far. Another one that I only learned about shortly before our time ended for testing, and I'm really excited when I go to the Europe servers to use it more, but Icy Dodge. Whenever you use a like movement type ability, especially with Fisherman, his is broken with this, you leave behind an icy trail that basically freezes and slows down enemies. Obviously, very good, makes them easier to kill, all that good stuff. And when you have a movement ability like his where he goes for so long on that wave, everything is just icy. Everything is done for. And that one, and you get it to level 2, it starts doing damage on impact. So if they're stuck on that frozen stuff, they are just melting. I'll show the footage, but I used it on a boss at one point, and it was just like melting the boss at certain times. It was really so good. Easily one of my favorites. It's good with all of them, I believe, but especially Fisherman, just broken. Those are some of my favorites, some of the ones I can think of off the top of my head. There's also one kind of similar to the Icy one, but where knives launch out of your hero as you use those movement abilities. Again, another way of like, if you're using movement to get out, you're going to get some damage in while doing it. Very solid, very cool, and of course a lot of these level up as you are, you know, upgrading them, so pretty cool. Honestly, I love the perk system. Would love to see some changes. Speaking of changes though, I'm going to be going over a lot of like improvements, additions, and changes in a next video that I have. I mentioned it in my first video if you saw that one. But yeah, a lot of people had feedback, myself included, and I'd like to go over some of that and see what you guys think, see what you guys want added as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit more in-depth on it. Let me know what you guys think of the game, because I mean, personally, I'm loving it, and it's a little different watching it versus playing it, I'm sure. But yeah, I want to hear you guys' thoughts and ideas, because I can send them more feedback based off what you guys say as well. If I see an idea in the comments and I'm like, that would be awesome, I'll go ahead and put it in the feedback area, of course. So yeah, just let me know, guys, and please subscribe and like. It would mean a lot, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.